Hitman Absolution. Bald ass dude. I'd have slapped the shit out that bald ass head. We start by learning about Mr. Clean's contract to take out some lady named Diana Burnwood, and a little reassuring dialogue for a young girl we gonna hear about later. Chrome Dome travels to some nice ass mansion with hella guards in the dream. He airs it out and he finds Diana in the shower. So he starts stripping and get freaky.
What's up, baby girl?
Nah, he actually blasts her and her bare ass is on the floor. Yeah, nasty. But on some real shit, body T, slay bitch on my mama. He has a little talk with her and she tells him to take some little girl and ditch the agency he's working for. I guess they had a strong relationship in the previous games, but we on Hitman Absolutely, so this doesn't really matter. We get some exposition between the girl and Mr. Clean, and she says that Diana was her only real friend and took her out of a secret program where they dose up and train little kids to be killers like Agent 47. So pretty much Diana was like, I need her slate clean, so I'm gonna hit her with the Ajax. Get it? Because the Ajax guy is bald. There is no Ajax mascot. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about when writing that. He brings the little girl to a church or something, also her name Victoria, I think, and he gets an apartment across the street from the church so he can get freaky with the cute nut. Agent Mr. Clean goes to take down some local Chinatown guy, so we get in good with an old friend who we gonna call Birdman, I guess. He goes to Chinatown, does a little bit of, cleaning up, and then he gives a homeless man some change and meets up with Mr. Birdman. Agent 47 learns about Blake Dexter, who is like a glorified Jeffrey amphetamine, if you get what I'm saying. And he like a weird horny cowboy, so Agent 47 goes on the hunt and chops his barcode off. Like a real badass. He travels to some hotel called like Terminus, and he, does his little hitman thing. But me personally, I just shot up the place. While there, he attempts to get the drop on the Dexter dude, but ends up fumbling like crazy when Mexican Kimbo Slice demolishes him through a door. This dude's also tall as fuck, like Wembenyama, bro. Dexter lets a maid in and kills her to frame Chrome Dome on some fucked up shit, like RIP Miss Maid on my homie Slide for on phone him great. Also, who knows how the police immediately knew Hitman killed the cleaning lady, even though, like, his print shouldn't even be on the knife, and also, like, the hotel is literally on fire, so who knows how they even saw that corpse there burning, and even how you even know she's a lady. Okay, that could be a non-binary shit, that could be a man for all you know. That could be a damn turtle I killed. Dexter lights the hotel on fire and Hitman gotta escape. He fights his way through like all of Chicago. I mean, it's a really long mission. Like, he goes from like rooftop to rooftop, dresses up as a cop. They got the the helicopters out, just like scanning. It's a pretty long mission, and there's nothing like super important that goes on. He makes it to the subway and he escapes after going through a little police department. We see Dexter meeting with some weird other Southerners named Wade and Limp Dick Lenny, and he assigns them to go get the little girl. Birdman tells Vanilla Tyrese Gibson about some club owner who's gonna help the other people get Victoria, so he goes out to get them. He works his way to the club and he fucks it up in there and claps the little club owner, but not after I admire the surroundings of the building. Hit Guy checks the manager's answering machine in his office to find a picture of Victoria, and now once again, 8-Ball has to make a wild escape from the cops. He makes his way through Chinatown as well and goes on the way to save Birdman. He tries to find Birdie, but his bus is ransacked, and asks the homeless guy where he went, and takes Birdman's hand rub, or his bus I meant, and drives to the orphanage to find Victoria. Then we find out Birdman actually switched up and started giving up info about Victoria to the hillbillies due to the threat on his life. Mr. Clean finds Junior Clean and has to take her out of the orphanage because motherfuckers decided to break in and start massacring everybody. But don't worry, all the kids are fine because they went on a field trip without Victoria, I guess. Like, fuck them kids. Whitman fights his way out the orphanage and we see all kinds of sick shit they did to the nuns and stuff. I mean, I ain't religious, but damn, like, y'all could have at least held back on these little nuns. Like, they ain't even supposed to fight. They don't even date. Chrome Dome restores power to the elevator to go back to Victoria and finds her missing because Wade just captured her and bullies Lenny into blasting a nun. Like, what did you expect? Bro was built like Beavis. Hitman hunts down Wade to the basement and kills all the goons, but finds Lenny taking Victoria away to get freaky with her, and he leaves Wade to die. Don't trust your cousin, ever. Don't even trust your uncle. Y'all know what happened in Paid in Full. Hitman takes Wade's Batman-ass vehicle and heads for fuck-ass Virginia or South Dakota or something, and reminisces on how he could have cracked Diana if he wasn't an idiot. We see the hillbilly fucking with Birdman and getting more info from him. Hitman takes a day trip up to South Dakota and just shoots up a whole bar to just interrogate the bartender and find where Lenny is. I mean, like, that's like unnecessary. Also, that's like a whole like Confederate bar, like, be careful out there, buddy. I'm just saying. Bartender tells him that Lenny stayed at a barber shop at noon, and Hitman pulls up to the gun shop to get his silver balls back. We also see that the ICA and the hillbillies aim to partner up to take Hitman down, which is a lot about his gangster, you know what I'm saying? Like, because there ain't no way, like, you gotta get two different groups to just take down this one guy. I mean, it's on some, like, John Wick. Also, like, kind of shot up most of these places. Like I was not doing no like Hitman stealth stuff, but I mean, I'm sure, as you can imagine in the canon game, he probably like does it all like sneaky and stuff, but I don't got time for that. We see the agency man tweaking out because Hitman isn't with Victoria, so he sends out the Saints, which we'll get into in a hot, and I mean a hot minute, cause damn nigga. Bowlerball pulls up to the barbershop and airs it out. He's pretty much living everybody's dream when the barber fuck up your haircut. He shoots it up and kidnaps Lenny so we can have a little chat with him in the middle of the desert, alone, with no clothes on. We see the hillbilly guy with Victoria in an underground lab where they find out Lenny's been kidnapped. We see them call the sheriff's office while getting freaky as well. Hitman makes Lenny dig his own grave and force him to give up where they put Victoria. Hitman either kills him or doesn't, but real fellas know he can get hit with that ice cream truck. We observe the great empty fields of South Dakota and the occasional oil pump, and we end up at the hillbilly's dumbass lab where this dude has to fight for like 3 different levels. Like, bro, this mission is mad long, son. Hey, but real fellas know that the game ends here when Agent 47 decides to just randomly shoot the big ass nuke hanging up in the lobby. Everything else is a fever dream. We cut to a random place in Panama and we find out about the fine ass Saints. I mean, these ladies is back. We cut back to Hitman clearing out the facility, which is just the original boring BS, you know. Also, there's a psychotic pig-killing scientist in the facility, so you know it's just weird. Hitman makes it up to the lab where Victoria was held, but she already gone, and he just watches some freaky-ass tape of the doctor sliming about Victoria's abilities and stuff like they done locked up Superman. He leaves the lab and goes to look for a way to enter a fight with his big Danny Trejo looking boy so he can get more info on Victoria like always. He beats the cheeks off old boy and kills him in front of everybody, and they all just cool with it, I guess, like they reigning champion ain't dead. He walks out the front all cool and then gets a little motel room at some South Dakota fuck ass motel when the hot ass nuns pull up and air it out and blow it up. What the fuck kind of terrorist ass nuns? Agent 47 kills all the nuns before they can get freaky and escapes the motel and gets on a call with the agency man so we can cope.
What, you want some dick?
And we cut to the sheriff of fuck ass South Dakota getting trolled by the crackhead from earlier, and they discuss Hitman. We also visit the head agency guy to see him travel off to South Dakota with his hot ass, wet ass, skin tight dress ass lady, which they have an obsession with in this game. We cut back to Agent 47 at a court where he goes to visit a prisoner, but I just quickly assassinate the city judge just because we don't need none of it. He creeps through the deep ass jail and this dude gets caught lacking trying to take a peek at the little freaky sheriff gimp lady that's interrogating Victoria, and he gets electrocuted so the sheriff and his personal gimp can play with his booty. The whole hillbilly gang gets together and they fuck around with Hitman until he all used up in the booty and has to break out that prison like that one prison show with that one guy. Agent 47 breaks out with his balls and the agency shows up and surrounds the whole sheriff's office. Like, what the fuck is going on here, bro? Who orchestrated this hostile takeover ass shit? This dude started fighting his way through the city and it's all these dudes looking like they from Fear or CSGO or something like that. Nah, they actually look like the cops from Payday 2, like the SWAT teams and shit. All these dudes are really like demolishing the whole city. It's a whole military occupying the town and shooting people and shit. I mean, like the National Guard ain't even here. Like, I think something should be going on. This dude bodies the whole town and finds the sheriff at the church and he murders Cuz in front of the whole congregation. Like he really sent Cuz to God in front of somebody grandmother. Chrome Dome does some slow-mo badass things and then he goes to get a new suit on some Johnny Wickerman shit. And the shop owner already know Cuz and I think he blind or something as well. He gets fitted up and Cuz look clean. You know all this happening, Victoria somewhere probably getting banged up and shit. We actually cut to the hillbilly and the agency negotiating for Victoria for some money when this dude murders Victoria. Nah, he just killed a lookalike. That was the sheriff's little gimp lady. The hillbilly guy trolls and gets the cash and withholds Victoria while Agent 47 shows up to handle business. Hitman clears the building silently and very carefully as always. He hops on the elevator when some innocent sushi delivery guy shows up and gets bodied by all the guards like, RIP bro, he the most innocent dude out of all this, not including the countless civilians I murdered clearing levels, alright? We see the hillbilly guy tweaking out over the money he boot ganged off the agency, and he tweaks out again when he hears about Agent 47 up in the building, and he starts coming for the cheeks, but he murders the hillbilly's assistant. Hitman hits his knockoff Batman move on the roof and sets off to finish on the hillbilly guy. So he finds the hillbilly guy and lays him to rest and saves the day with Lil Vicky. Also, Victoria has an epic Disney moment where she pours out all the poor money on the hillbilly's corpse without even stopping to give me a damn dime. The game doesn't even end right here neither, as we pop up at some cemetery to go and finish off the agency. He clears out some super soldiers and finds Travis hiding in a church and they jibber jabber, but mainly the agency dude does the talking, but Chrome Dome ain't letting him die alone without a bone to pick. My name is Rick and I got a big ass dick. But nah, the agency guy asked if he really killed Diana, but Hitman kills him before he can answer and the game ends. But not before we get to see that Diana is alive. But everybody kind of knows that since there's Hitman 2016 and all the newer ones with her in it. So we also get a little sorry ass post-credit scene where Birdman shows up to offer the real mayor or second sheriff or whoever this guy is. I kind of forgot who he was, but he offers to help him track down Hitman, and the game ends without an answer, but it ends for real this time. I hope. I don't know if this was meant to set up another game or DLC or what, but as far as I know, it doesn't really seem to mean much, but I guess it also shows that Birdie was really playing everybody with his little tricks and shit, acting like they ain't for kids. But that is the end of the game. And I gotta say, the game isn't bad, but it's definitely got some issues and weird stuff going on, like all these over-sexualized women, and like everybody's all glossy and everybody's in these like skin-tight suits. Everybody got like big booties, like even the Dominicans, like it's extra large, and this weird system of disguises and instinct and stuff. But overall, it's a pretty decent experience. If you made it to the end of the video, hit the like, subscribe to see more, and drop a comment down below if you got anything to say. Any feedback is appreciated, but also let me know what else y'all want to see me cover, like maybe some other Hitman games or completely different games in general. I think I'm probably going to cover the first Hotline Miami at some point, or maybe next, but I also want to cover Max Payne 3 and maybe God of War, just because. But other than that, I'll see y'all later. Watch out for the Hitman, because it's absolutely, get it? It's absolutely.